Hello, 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 and oh my, isn't this a different style of gameplay? Um, I don't know what I really want to show you guys here. Okay, Aiden, 1 for 1, that's great. Surely she won't do that when it matters. All right, well, it's Stene's turn. So yeah, this is an RT appetizer in so much as this is very short. Okay, great, thank you, Aiden. Okay, next one. So I made the mistake of wanting to play with Aiden today and Rylet, actually. I used Rylet today as well. I made that horrible, horrible mistake. Great, awesome, perfect. Thank you both. Um, Wonderful, wonderful. You love to see it. Okay, well, here's a fine game. I mean, I'm not highly I don't think I'm gonna win this regardless, but maybe Aiden dodging could give me some sort of advantage or some. Okay, well, great, thank you, Aiden. Well, surely, it wouldn't happen a third time, or a fourth time, or a fifth time, actually. So let's go into this. Okay, so Surin got her little gab, so she got a 40% chance or a 30% chance. It doesn't matter. I have a 70% dodge chance. Thank you, Aiden. Great, lovely to have you on the team. You are definitely the queen of everything. Oh, and then I fought an Aiden. I'll give you a hint. It dodged 5 times. Surely nothing wrong could happen, and that surely my luck is just front loaded, and that I'll get good luck eventually, etc., etc. Nonsense. Anyway, let's actually have some good fights where I stood a chance because my units did what they were supposed to do. All right, so we're actually getting into the normal fights. Um, I am fighting Salus TF. They are a very good player. I don't know that they've ended Legend, but they are High Emperor. I've seen them around up here before. They go for Ahmed, Sid, Flan, Giselle, and Commander Pavel. I go for ROL, Sageball, Aiden, Spirit Eye Celine, and Destina. Will I be able to overcome this onslaught? Sageball should be helping me quite a bit with his push-ups. Spirit Eye Celine pushing herself up as well is nice, in addition to the Sageball pushing himself. So I just kind of have to hope that whomever this Sid goes for, probably the Sageball, is dead, is just 100% dead. But if I were to revive him, then, everything would be fine. They go into Celine here and actually proc Guardian Ice Crystals, which is wonderful because that means she's able to survive with 1 health. So they can't go into Destina anymore. So they have to get rid of the Spirit Eye Celine. And now my Aiden is going to put Immortality on the Destina, so they can't kill the Destina regardless. So Giselle really only has 1 target, and it will be Aiden. And as is the theme today, she dies. They're on Symbol of Unity, so it's a 50-50, but still, Aiden just is not... Aiden's broken today, so I guess I should just stop using Aiden. Destina is able to revive everybody. I am going to go ahead, put everyone except for the Sid to sleep, and now Celine puts Immortality up on everyone. So if I were to theoretically get rid of everyone, like the Ahmed, then I just win because they can't get through my Celine. So yeah, that was a fun fight. Double revivers, baby. I just needed to get through the onslaught. Let's jump into the next one then. Help me. I'm stuck. Hello? Okay. Oh my god, it's a Runka. It's also Polylethy, Rowana, Zahak, and Opsig on my opponent's side. In addition to Arunka, I have ROL, Bellion, A. Ravi, and Spirit Eye Celine. They get rid of Spirit Eye Celine, I get rid of Operator Sigrid. Let's jump into things, shall we? So I was more than positive that the Zahak was going to go first, which is fine. Not particularly worried about that. They are going to push up the Politis, as is expected. So it must be a damage poly if they're not pushing up their Lethe. They're going to go into a Runka, which is going to do a fair bit of damage, but mine is very chonky. So nothing doing. The poly, I don't actually know if it's damaged because it's not on book. So it must be on Abyssal or something else like that. Bellion is going to counter, of course. Ravi is going to counter because there is a Rowana on the other side, which is hilarious and tickles me greatly. They don't counter unless there is a Rowana on the other side. So Bellion's going to counter again. Ravi's going to counter again. And now everything is stripped from everybody. That's fine. We should be quite okay with this. They are going to go into Arwal, give her a second Omen, and then now it is Rowana time. And Rowana, in addition to healing, gives everybody a very, very tasty barrier. However, I do need to stop this Zahak from going, so I am going to need to stun him, get rid of his barrier and everything, hopefully. Okay, I did not... Best case scenario, I didn't get rid of anything, but I did stun him. But Bellion's going to be getting rid of the barrier anyway, so what are you going to do? She is going to go ahead, provoke everybody, which is lovely. Arunka, I'm just going to eat this Zahak. It has hardly any HP, and it has a revive buff, so I'm just going to eat it so it doesn't come back. And now my Aravi can just go into whomever unmitigated, and that's the game. All of the counters into Lethe also lowered her max health, which is good for her, because now she won't be doing as much damage. Anyway, another one. It's another one. So I'm fighting Airpood. They have brought a Stene, AOL, Destina, Rowana, and Lionheart Sermia. I went with Karina, LRK, Bellion, Politis, and Architect Leica. I banned out the Rowana so they can't heal and push everything, and they banned out the Architect Leica because I could just kill their entire team, which would have been great, but no doing. So we're just going to hop into this. AOL is going to go first, which is fine. They're just going to proc the Politis, which, by all means, go for it. I don't mind taking a couple of hits from this LHC. Notably, they do not get unbuffable on my Bellion, which is fine. This is not a book AOL. It is a Spirit's Breath AOL, which is kind of annoying because it seems like every time I pick Bellion into AOL, it's a Spirit's Breath AOL. And anytime I don't pick Bellion into AOL, it's a book AOL. So, you know, slightly unfortunate, but what are you going to do? Bellion is going to go, though. She is going to strip the effectiveness buff from the LHC, which is unfortunate, but what are you going to do? Because I soul burned Polly, I do get another one of these. I had hoped to strip the defense buff, but that's fine. Stene is almost dead, which works for me. Bellion counters again, so Stene is actually dead. Karina procs gives Polly and Bellion a barrier, which I'm fine with. I'm going to punch this AOL in the throat. Doesn't quite kill, but she is now blind and defense buff, so she hits my LRK with no issue whatsoever, because that is the way of AOLs. LHC outspeeds everything, kills the Polly, but now I can go ahead and get a defense buff up on this Bellion. It's already down to 19k HP, which is not great, but I guess that's just how Frenzy works now, is that all of your HP scalers loot 3,000 HP per whatchamacallit. So I'm just going to go into the AOL to just kill, or just to try to weaken her a little bit. They're going to try and stun the Karina, which is not going to work. I do get a counter from the from the Bellion, which tickles me greatly. I have no defense buff, but I'm still going to throw this into the LHC, hope to defense break it to mitigate some of the damage. And I do. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but that's fine. I am now going to Soul Burn this Bellion to do as much damage as possible to both of them. And now LRK finally gets to take his turn and runs them over with a motorcycle. So both of them are going to fall here, and now Destina is highly weakened, down to 14k HP, has already revived, and is facing a lot of damage. So yeah, we pulled that one out. Maybe one more. This is an especially fun one against, I believe, Haoroi. They had a Shu profile picture, a Shu profile card, and they first picked Shu, so I have no idea what their favorite unit is, but maybe we'll fight them again and we'll get to see it then. So, they go for Shu, Sharoon, Charles, Shurin, and Shervelin. I go for Hand Guy, Sululu, Arunka again, Architect Laika, and Pirate Captain Flan. I ban out the Cern, they ban out the Pirate Captain Flan. Let's see how things go here. So, Architect Laika does go first. The Evelyn, very fast. Sharoon, also pretty fast. But I'm just going to rip this S3. I have no need to S2 anything. And do pretty good damage to everyone and kill the Evelyn, who was on Secret Sword anyway. So if I S2'd, he would have cut, which wouldn't have been great for me. Sharoon, not much to do. Just going to go into the Hand Guy, no dice. Gives a barrier to Shu. So that makes me very happy. So I am going to put my buffs up because Sharoon is very far back. Shu is just going to delete my Laika, which is understandable and completely okay. Sululu doesn't really need to do anything right here, so I'm just going to go into the Sharoon. And now it is time to eat the Shu. Put the pastry in my mouth and devour it with a Runka. 33,000 damage. Perfect, lovely, and great, and I love it. So I am going to put a barrier up on everybody just to kind of mitigate some of the damage coming from Charles, but Sharoon laps and essentially gets rid of everything except for what was on Sululu. They are going to S3, and it does no damage, and I'm very confused by this. Why did it not do any damage? They're going to reset my Arunka, which is fair, so I can't go into the Charles. But I'm just going to cleanse the Venom so that I don't take residual damage, put an Ice Cream on Arunka, and now I am going to Soul Burn into the Sharoon. I don't have attack buff anymore, so it probably won't kill. Does a good chunk to her. They're going to go into Sharoon again. They do not get the reset, which is lovely for me. Hand Guy's just going to go into the Sharoon, and there we see the tech. It is a Rocket Power Punch Charles. It does half to my Arunka, but I can still hopefully just S3 with her, do enough damage that my Sululu and my Hand Guy can recover and take care of the rest of the game. And it worked out. So hey, fun matches. Thank you all. Thanks to everyone who repeatedly reminded me that my Aiden is trash and I should never draft her ever. I do appreciate that because sometimes I'm like, well, maybe she's good now, and she very much is not. So she's going back on the bench. I might just give her gear to someone else more deserving of it because she doesn't deserve it. She hasn't earned anything. Yeah, thank you for watching. If you liked it, go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe if you want more. Dingle the dangle, bingle the bangle, share, favorite, LinkedIn, tweet, pin, Instagram, Mastodon, Buzz. I don't know. There's so many. MySpace, maybe. Napster. Am I too old now? LimeWire. Just hit all the buttons. Hit every single button that you see on your keyboard and on YouTube.